Hey, I'm Pascal from Orangepixel and welcome to another video, episode 404. This week, bunch of things, business things. Game development is a lot of fun, devlogs are fun, but making money is also fun, but requires a bunch of things that have to happen, like releasing games. This last week I released 5 new games on Steam, old games, but new games. And I'm releasing some of those games on Switch in the coming weeks. And there's another free Orangepixel game. So again, it's been a very entertaining week with so many things happening. So let me catch you up on things. Alright, so 5 new Steam releases. Orangepixel games, classic games. We're going with the term classic here. These games were originally developed and designed for mobile. Android, iOS. In the days that I wasn't releasing PC games yet. So these games are very much tailored for touchscreen controls. However, I always try to support gamepads as well. That has been an option on mobile for many years. All my games support gamepads. They are proper arcade games, except they are old, kinda. Originally designed in, I think 2011 is the oldest. Stardash and Ink. 2011, 2012, up to 2014, I think. These games never had a Steam release, never had a proper PC release. Of course, the last couple of months I have been talking about these games because I needed to update these games so that they would work for a PC audience. Simple as that. I needed to implement a good menu interface that you could navigate with keys and that it had settings and preferences that a PC gamer is really looking for. But on mobile, most gamers or players won't really dive into the options and settings, so I never had to add them except turn off music and turn off sound effects and turn them back on, of course. But besides that, I didn't have many preferences or changing the default keys or input. I had to add all those things to these games. Also, originally these games were written to run at 21 frames per second. That's right, 21 frames per second. 2010, 2011, smartphones were kind of crappy. Their processor was not comparable to what the cheapest phone has right now. They were just very slow. So getting games to run smoothly at 60 frames per second was a challenge. I stuck with a safe 21 frames per second for at least a couple of years, until 2015, I think, Gunslugs 2. That's when I started implementing 60 frames per second. But these old games, the challenge here was to get them to look like they run smoothly on modern PCs, while not running too fast and all those things. So there has been a little challenge there, but that's what I've been investing my time in for the last couple of months, getting these games up and running. Windows, Mac, Linux versions on Steam. They're coming to the Epic Game Store as well. We uploaded them there, just need to get them through the approval process. Then they will also be available on the Epic Game Store. And they are bundled on Steam. You can just grab the bundle of these classic games all at once and enjoy the games. It's gonna be mostly interesting for people that want the whole Orangepixel collection. That's also the reason I've put them on Steam now. I want all my games as available together on the same store page wherever I can. And these were just missing in action. So they are now available on Steam. I'm not expecting a huge amount of sales. They already made money, they already made a profit. I now just want them out there to be part of the whole collection. So that's been the main take of it. If people run into issues with the games, let me know on Discord. I'll fix them ASAP because I want my games to keep selling for the next 5 to 10 years, even these oldies. So I will maintain them, but I'm not gonna change the game because the game it's there. Many thousands of people have already played them on mobile, Android and iOS. Some of these games, Stardash and Groundskeeper, were already on Nintendo Switch. The other 3 games are coming starting October 9th. Yeah, October 9th we'll release Meganoid Chronicles, 100 levels of brutal platforming. These are handcrafted levels. I tested them all, I played them all back in the day. If I try them now, I can tell you I won't survive some of the later levels or a lot of the later levels. These are very difficult, challenging levels, but some people are into that, so make sure to check it out. I'm also releasing Ink on Switch. Not sure which order, but the week after Meganoid it will be either Ink or Neoteria. and the week after that it will be either Neoteria or Ink. So all these 3 games are also coming to Nintendo Switch, to have the whole collection available there as well. That also means we're just missing Ashworld on Switch, Gunslugs 3 Rogue Tactics is missing on Switch, and of course the new game Regulators. Those are the last remaining titles that we need to port over to Nintendo. And then it's about time we start tackling the PlayStation and Xbox with these games, because now we have them all up and running. Time to get them on other consoles. But that's something for next year. And to celebrate the release, I also added them on the wall. So now we have Stardash here, Meganoid Chronicles. I replaced the old Regulators City one with proper one, Regulators. Groundskeeper 2 got added. Still missing Ink and Neoteria and Sir Questionnaire. And then I have to figure out what the next game is. I might add a Heroes of Loot, because we have Gaunt of Power, but it is part of Heroes of Loot, but it's not the original Heroes of Loot. So that at least deserves a spot on the wall. Just a little celebration, just to add these to the wall. It's really starting to look like something. So these games are coming to Switch, and you can actually wishlist them on Switch. I'm not really sure what that does, if that sends you an email or not. I should try that out sometimes or look it up. Anyway, you can wishlist them now. First one launched on October 9th, the next one October 16th, and the next one October 23rd. And the week after that, it's my birthday. That has nothing to do. You can't wishlist that one or get it on Switch. Not even sure why I mentioned that. Ignore it. Anyway, that's a lot of releases happening just now and the next few weeks. There's another game that sort of launched into Amazon Prime, Residual. You can now actually check it out if you have never bought it anywhere, if you have never tried it. Check out Residual. You can grab it from Amazon Prime. I'm not gonna say this for all the games, but you might have noticed a pattern now. First Heroes of Loot 1 and 2. I think they're still available on Prime as well. Now Residual, I'm not saying there's more games coming, but there could be more games coming. So it's been a very productive period, or actually a productive year. I was just, last couple of days, I was looking through all the things I've released this year, including all the videos I made, just preparing a bunch of things for my end of year video, because that's going to be an interesting one. So many stuff released, so many things happening. It's just been a very interesting and very productive year, and it's not over yet. I'm currently working hard on Chronos Shard, the new Space Grunts game, and I'm really loving this game. Everything I want to create is there. It's gonna be a very good addition to the Space Grunts universe. Can't wait to have people play a new version. I haven't been pushing new demo updates, but there is one coming over time. I'm trying to plan this a little bit better. Also, I'm now working with Handy Games, who will co-publish the game with me. That's going to be an interesting and new thing to try out and see how that goes. So there's going to be more planning behind it, and not just me finishing the game and then pushing it as soon as possible to make money. We're going to do this in a proper way. So new demo version is coming. If you want to stay updated on development of it, make sure to drop in the Discord. And Chronos Shard is now also gaining wishlist, because it's part of the pre-autumn sale that Handy Games is running, including all the Orangepixel classics and a couple of other Orangepixel games. They're all in that autumn sale, a pre-autumn sale. I haven't actually been keeping up with when the sale events are happening, because other people are now taking care of that. I've only been running discounts on mobile recently. So if you had an iOS or Android device and you checked it out last week, all my games were running discounts. And it's still very interesting to see that normally if you launch a game on iOS and Android, iOS version generates a lot more sales than the Android version. Or at least the last time I released a mobile game was in 2022, I think, Residual. But even then it was still iOS doing most of the sales at launch period. Let's say the launch period is 3 months, 4 months. iOS does a lot more than Android. But if you look at it over time, discounts on Android have a lot more power to them. There's a lot more people jumping on discounts on Android than they do on iOS, as if iOS users are just not interested in stuff that's cheap. That's really how I look at these statistics. Apple users or Apple fans or iOS users don't like cheap stuff. They want to pay the premium. So maybe on iOS I should actually increase the price to like 200% for a week, and that might actually generate a... I might actually gonna try this. That would be a fun, interesting idea, concept for a video as well. Do I have a lot more sales if I increase the price for a week? Writing this down as an idea for a video. I think everybody would be interested in that. Anyway, my point is, on Android running a sale for a week, I think I doubled the numbers of my normal monthly revenue just by running a sale. Now sadly, because of the rules and laws and things, there has to be 30 days between each sale, so now I have to wait. I think I can squeeze out one more sale before the end of the year, and I want to time that correctly, maybe around the holidays, we'll have to see. But yeah, the sale on Android is still something that really keeps my baseline, my bottom line of revenue going up and up on games that are over a decade old or more. But there's always people who get better phones or new phones, and then they see a discount and figure, let's try this fun game. And then hopefully they also buy all the other games and get sucked into the Orangepixel universe. Yeah, that sounds a bit creepy, I know. Alright. I started talking about the autumn sale. Chronos Shard is part of the pre-autumn sale, and Handy Games is going to help push the game into the attention a little bit, also their newsletter at some point. And hopefully we'll get a lot of wishlists over time. We're moving towards the 1K wishlist, and that's still on the low end, but I haven't really done much promotion or talking about the game yet, so I'm sure we can bump this up. I have been working on the game day in, day out, and last week I had so many things done to the game. It's been a very productive week, so I think I'm nearing the completion of the game already. That would be the PC version. That would leave us with the console version and possibly mobile versions for maybe later. Also, just talking about mobile now, I still have to release Gauntlet of Power on iOS and Android. The game is ready to go. I haven't figured out how or when I want to release it, but I could do that this year just to increase the amount of game releases I did. And then also Regulators, need to work on that a little bit more to make it mobile friendly, but it is up and running sort of on my phone. So those are two mobile releases that I haven't even looked into. I think I'm going to push them to next year. I have already released so much. There should be a limit to how much game content you can release in a year, maybe. And I think that covers the topics for this week's video. I want to talk about Chronos Shard a lot more, so I should really schedule next week's video about Chronos Shard. I have been changing so much. Maybe I'll just sit down, play the game, and talk a little bit about it while I play. That could be an interesting video, I don't know yet. But anyway, the game is moving towards completion, and in my head I'm already working on the next game. I have so many ideas for it, so many inspiration. I can't wait to dive into that and actually start creating code for it. I also know there has not been that many devlogs for Chronos Shard, which is kind of a shame because so many things got added to the game, and I should just create a video about it next week. I have to force myself to create that video next week. Chronos Shard, devlog, update. If nothing else happens and nothing changes, next week's video will be a devlog for Chronos Shard and all the cool things that are in that game right now and how much fun it is to play. But for now, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, comment below. If you have questions, if you have comments or whatever, drop them down there. But if you have nothing to add for all the regular viewers, keyword for this week's video, classics. Also check out my classic games on Steam. They are on a bundle right now, launch discount I think, autumn sale. You can't get them for much cheaper. Not even on mobile, so check them out. They are very cheap. They are classics. They show you a little bit of the history of Orangepixel games and how that grew. I mean, Stardash, Game Boy platformer, and Ink is actually the prequel to Gunslugs. And you can see a lot of that in the characters. Groundskeeper 2 was sort of a prequel to Gunslugs 2, built around the same time, but a very different arcade game. It's It looks very simplistic, but once you get into it and you understand how it works with the portal and upgrades, it can really take a lot of your time. And of course Neoteria, a classic shoot 'em up, not a bullet hell game, but really one where you can learn the patterns, the attack patterns, and then try to get as much points as possible. So check out those games. Oh, and of course Meganoid Chronicles, 100 levels of brutal platforming. See if you can survive all 100. Let me know. All right, and that's it. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Bye.